The Anaheim Ducks trade deadline was exactly what it needed to be, as boring as that sounds. There was speculation from Friedman that Verbeek wanted to make a bold move to push the rebuild forward, either at the deadline or in the offseason, especially after swinging and missing in free agency last year. And again, thank goodness he missed. He even mentioned Rantanen as a potential target, and to be fair, the Ducks could have definitely beaten that deal. But let's be real, Mikko probably didn't want to come here anyway. I mean, he straight up told LA no, and I don't blame him for that one. But anyway, we are a worse team right now, and we still have those lovely California taxes, baby. No way he was going to say yes to us, especially with the rumors about the locker room under Cronin, but hey, it was fun to fantasize for a bit. Maybe it would have been nice to facilitate a few deals and pick up some extra draft picks, but beyond that, there wasn't much Verbeek could have done. Outside of the young core, most of the veteran players didn't have much value. But either way, the Friedman rumor had me freaking out a bit that Verbeek might do something stupid. Thankfully, he didn't. Look, even though our goaltending is masking a lot right now, and the West low-key sucks this year, this team still has improved. I mean, we're actually talking about playoff hopes this late into the season. But sorry to say this team is still much closer to a bottom team than a playoff team, despite being just 6 points out. Good on Verbeek for thinking about the bigger picture and the long term, which is exactly what he was doing when he traded Dumoulin. In the middle of a playoff push, he moved one of the team's top minute-eating defensemen. Dumoulin had been steady and reliable, not missing a single game. In the first half of the season, I wanted the Ducks to re-sign him. He was effective at blocking shots and moving the puck up the ice. Honestly, I was in awe of some of his plays early in the season. Just simple, smart plays to relieve pressure and make clean outlet passes. I guess that says a lot about how bad the Ducks have been these last few years. But then, with the emergence of Helleson and the addition of Trouba, a logjam was created. Not to mention, it felt like Dumo's play had been dipping. Maybe that's because the defense around him was getting better too. Hard to be impressed when you see what Lacombe has been doing. Anyway, this trade solved a problem Verbeek kind of created to begin with, but he did cook with this one. The Ducks traded a 4th-round pick for Dumoulin in the offseason and just flipped him at 50% retained into a 2nd-round pick plus prospect
Herman Träff.
A 3rd-rounder from last year's draft.
It was sick.
A lot more than I expected, to be honest. I was thinking a 3rd-rounder max, but Verbeek got a 2nd and a prospect who sounds exactly like a Beaker player. He's a 19-year-old right-handed right winger who's already 216 pounds. The league prospect describes him as a relentless forechecker who plays with pace and intensity. He hits, works hard to get the puck back, and takes the puck to the net every chance he gets. When in doubt, he bets on his size, strength, and mobility. Not only is he already fast for a 6'3" player, but his skating posture hits most of the right notes. He scored 2 goals for Team Sweden at this year's World Junior Championships, and currently has 3 goals and 4 assists in 24 games for the HV71 in the SHL. Excited to see him at Ducks development camp this offseason. The main downside to this trade for me is that it was reported that Dumoulin had interest in staying, and there were talks of an extension. But then, after it happened, it was also reported that this trade had been in the works for weeks, so maybe those extension talks were really just to drive up the price. Either way, it sucks to see another player who actually wanted to stay get moved. Not many guys have wanted to stay or come here, so hopefully this doesn't kill the locker room vibe. Strome mentioned how much adding Trouba meant to the team, finally bringing someone in instead of selling. Now we've traded Dumo. It would have been nice if Verbeek added something else like a scoring winger to help the vibes and give the boys a boost. But also, it was a seller's market and trades were expensive. With the trade, the Ducks were down to 6 defensemen. They had 2 options: call up someone like Leno or another young defenseman, which would just create the same problem as before, a young guy sitting in the press box, or trade for a veteran fill-in. The goals have been cooking lately, so let them keep rolling for their own playoff push. Verbeek went with the latter, acquiring
Oliver Kylington.
Islanders legend. He was with them for 5 minutes as a part of that deal that sent Brock Nelson to Colorado. And what did the Ducks give up? Future considerations. Again. Now the second trade in the last 2 weeks where the Ducks sent future considerations the other way. Don't we have to get some back at some point? Verbeek was clear in his comments after the Dumoulin trade that this was about giving more playing time to the youth. I don't expect
Oliver Kylington
to play over Zellweger. He'll simply be the 7th defenseman, only stepping in if there's an injury or on the occasional back-to-back. He's a 27-year-old defenseman in his 7th NHL season. He had played 13 games for the Avs this year, recording 1 goal and 3 assists, and was a -3 rating. He'll be a UFA at the end of the season. He didn't play at all in the 22-23 season and missed the first half of the 23-24 season with Calgary due to personal reasons. So yeah, he doesn't look great, but I'm sure he's great at sitting in the press box. And that's it. Zegras and Gibson have survived another trade deadline. Granted, Gibby did get hurt last game, but according to Crow, he should be fine. And Zegers tried to give us a good ol' scare with an Instagram post at the buzzer, but this is the team the Ducks will ride or die with for the final 21 games of the season. The focus now should be on building for next year, prioritizing the young guys, letting them gain confidence, and getting them valuable experience in meaningful games. What do you think of the Ducks trade deadline? Were you hoping for more, or was this about what you expected? Thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!